So, guys, when you're given information in this fashion, this first column is always going to be your list one. Always. Okay? Which your list one are your X values. And the second column is going to be list two, and that's going to be your Y values. Now, what do the L1 and L2 mean? How do we do this?
On the calculator.
We do it in the calculator. So let's go through those steps of how to input this information into your calculator. Okay, so you go to Stat, which is in kind of the middle of your screen, right?
Yeah.
And then we go to Edit, which is your first one.
Oh.
Stat what?
No, Stat.
Just press. Oh, I found it.
Okay, does everybody get there?
Yeah.
And you will see a bunch of columns, list one, list two, and so on, right? Now, your very first step needs to be to delete anything that's in list one. In order to do that, you use that toggle button, go up, highlight it, press delete, and then enter, or clear and then enter, clear and then enter.
I'm doing that. Yeah, press click enter.
And for L2,
And go
also
up and highlight L1, highlight it, hit clear, and then enter. Go all the way up,
Sorry.
highlight, clear, enter. Is everybody's cleared? Okay, in your list one, I want you to put all of the values that we just saw down here. 0, 10, 15, 20, 30, 45, and 60. In list 2, you need to put the 15, 40, 90, 100, 80, 50, and 25. Okay? Is everybody there?
Yep.
Okay. So, the very first thing that we're going to do now is we're going to look at your stat plot. Okay, how do you get to stat plot?
Second Y equals.
Second Y equals.
Oh,
Okay, so this is to input information. Okay, but once this is all input, go to second Y equals and turn on your plot. Okay, the Y, the plot one, the first one.
Oh, it's second one.
Great.
How do I get that?
oh yeah.
Okay, all you have to do now is hit graph. Actually, first go into your Y equals and clear out anything that might be in there.
Then grab.
So go to your Y equals and clear it out. Okay, and then hit graph. Okay, do you see anything? No. Okay, so you should just see little dots, but let's talk about what your minimum and maximum values should be here. Looking at our list one, looking at these numbers, what would be your minimum? 0. And what's your maximum? 60. So you want to go a little bit beyond that. Okay, so, okay, 70 is fine. And let's go from -10 to 70.
Wait, sorry. Second one equals. I hit enter and then I clear, or I just hit clear. 'Cause
Just
it
hit clear.
Totally gets rid of it.
You want to get rid of it. Okay, and then these are your X min and X max.
Yeah.
So what's your Y min and Y max?
0.
Okay, so let's let Y min be 0.
And the maximum like 110.
Okay, so Y max, let's do 110.
Maybe graph.
Or I just wrote 100.
Does it matter?
No. But you want to be able to see it.
So.
Okay? So far, so good, guys?
It was. What was the X scale?
It's up on the board.
Okay.
5.
-10 to 70. Okay,
No,
just so you
not
can see.
that. Like
5.
it's fine. I got that part. I repeat it.
Wait,
the X scale is 5. Yeah, I guess.
I got that.
You can just leave it as 1.
I just wanted to know what it meant. I erased an asset and see what it was.
Okay, guys, let's Okay, so then, so you can see your graph, right? Can you see all your plots now?
Oh yeah.
Yes? Okay, great. Now, what kind of equation do you think this is?
No.
A quadratic.
Next one.
Okay, but are they showing it as quadratic here?
Yeah.
Is that quadratic? Right, this is a parabola, right? And they're saying that this parabola,
Well, that was perfect.
isn't that beautiful? Okay, so, sometimes I'm good. So they're showing that this could be a quadratic equation. Okay, so let's come up with what that quadratic equation would be. Okay, so how do you determine what your quadratic equation is?
What do you mean by is?
The calculator can come up with what your regression equation is, right? We're not doing that by hand. We're letting the technology do that for us. But what are the steps that will get us to finding this regression calculation?
Isn't it second y equals the number calculated?
So go to stat. Go back to stat. So go to stat, and then we go over to calculate. Use that toggle button to get over one to calculate. And we want to look for we want to go to number 5, which is the quadratic regression. Okay? So number 5 here is quad reg. Do we all see that?
Yeah.
Quad reg. Okay, so go to number 5, hit enter,
Okay.
and what do you get for your equation?
Y equals ax squared of a.
Okay, so does it start with negative 0.078?
Yeah.
And what is your R value here?
0.75.
0.75. Does everybody see their R2 value?
Yeah.
Thought we were supposed to write.
Okay, but can everybody see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, it took me here.
Go down to calculate.
Stat, calculate. And you click enter on quad reg.
Okay, so does everybody see that you get an R2 value of about 0.759?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not fabulous.
I just got
Okay, you've got too many craziness happening. Hit clear and try it again. Okay. What?
I mean, I just, well, okay, if you have like an equation in there, why doesn't it affect the quadratic regression?
It is going to be the quadratic regression. This is your quadratic regression.
But it's like based on like the points in the list, right?
Yes.
But like I had left an equation in my y equals values, and it didn't affect like my quadratic.
Okay, because it's not in that yet. Hit enter. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to save this directly into your y equals so you're not having to do any of the rounding. Okay?
Yeah.
So go back to stat and go over to calculate and go down to number 5. But don't press enter yet. Okay? So we get to here at number 5. Okay? From this button, right, once you get to this step, go to bars. It's below to the right of your stat button. Go to bars, and then go over to Y bars. To function. Do you see the word function? Click the word function. Okay, so now you see Y1, Y2, Y3, and so on, right?
Oh, bar.
Go to 1 for Y1 and hit enter. And so now on your calculator screen you should see this. Is that what you see on your screen? If you see anything other than that, it's going to mess up. So you need to make sure. If you see anything other than that, it's going to mess up. So make sure that's what your screen says and hit enter.
Even if the y one is like down here, what's like left, right is out there.
Click enter.
Y bars.
Okay, so at this point, because this is recording, You now go to your y equals button and you should see your equation in here, your regression equation. Okay, and if you hit graph, you should see this graph. You no longer have to worry about coming up with rounding it to the second decimal or anything like that. Okay, so at this point you should see exactly what's highlighted on your screen, right? Yes?
Somewhat. It's not that deep of, I mean, that sharp of a curve, but yeah, it's just like
Your window